Alrighty, so I figured I'd solve some of the questions that I thought you might need some help on, or questions that maybe were more important than others. This one talks about similar figures, and it names them. So we have JKLM and PQRS. First thing I would do is I would rewrite those, and I would line them up. Why do I do that? Well, it helps me to visually see which line segments correspond. And in order to solve a question like this, we have to have a rhyme or reason for putting these line segments in these places. So clearly I can see that these correspond, the JK and the QR. Why? Because obviously they're the longest side. I can also tell that these are my shorter sides. Now, whether you have a highlighter or maybe you don't have a highlighter, notice I've kind of gone ahead and marked them so I can visually see that they go together. The other thing is JK right here corresponds with PQ. And notice my symbols here are exactly the same. The two at the end, LM, which I marked with these little dashes, and RS go together. See how they're lined up? And then you have the two in the middle, like the K and the L, correspond with the Q and the R. See, KL, and I'll make that nice and dark, correspond with QR. Now that's something you may have missed if you did it without labels, okay? And then the other two are going to be the ones at the end. JM corresponds with PS, and I'll just leave those blank. Now, I would go down here and say, okay, which one is correct? Well, the only way to do that is if I go through and literally mark my question. So QR has what kind of label? A solid dark one. I'm going to look for all the other QRs. Make a solid dark line. QR. Okay, oh, that's nice. Any other QRs? No. Okay, and then JK. JK has a label of a squiggly. So I'll go ahead and squiggle those. And I'm looking at all these other ones to find a squiggly too. I think that's it. Then let's look at QP. QP is a squiggly as well. QP, squiggly, PQ, right? They did a little bit backwards. I think that's it. And then LM. LM is my little hash marks. Any other LMs? Yes, right here. Something's going on here. What did I forget? Let's look. KL has a label of dark. Good. And dark. MJ has a label. MJ is empty, so that's fine. JM empty. So I'm going through RS. RS should have these little hash marks. So now looking. In order for a proportion to work out, it has to be the same label, top and bottom, or across from each other. But every single one of these has something different that's clearly not right. This is good. This is a good proportion there, or excuse me, ratio. But then you have little hash marks and squigglies here. So this is what messes it up. That's not going to be good. Ugh, this one's all over the place. This one's something different in each one. Empty and dark line, squiggly and hash marks. So that's a mess. Then I have dark and dark, empty and empty. That's what I'm looking for. So for a question like this, make sure to color code or do what I did if you don't have or don't want to use a highlighter.